Hello FlossTube, this is Dina, and I have two things I want to share with you today. The first one is a gift. This came from Lynn B, and she's from the United Kingdom, and she has a blog spot called www.happinessiscrossstitching.blogspot.co.uk. If you want to give her a look, I'll try to remember to list that below as well. But she wrote me the sweetest note. I was just looking at it and was letting me know that she's been watching my channel, and she knew that I was making 4th of July ornaments for this year, and she decided that she would like to make one for my ornament tree. And she picked a pattern from an old cross-stitch book that she purchased from Amazon UK that were 501 cross-stitch designs by Sam Hawkins. So I want to show you what she made me. It says, "America is where I hang my heart." Isn't that cute? I love the way she did her cording. She wrapped it around the corners. There's the back, little polka dot. And she wrapped it around the corners and attached it on the front instead of on the very, very edge. And then I have a hanger right here. Isn't that cute? And this I dearly love. There's a little tag here. This is handmade by Lynn B. It's got a little B on there. So cute, Lynn. Thank you so much. I'm going to take this right now and put this on my cross-stitch ornament tree, and it'll just be wonderful there with the ones that I have, and it's just lovely. Thank you so much, Lynn. That's so thoughtful of you. I'm constantly amazed at everyone's generosity in this family of what we call FlossTube. That was just completely out of the blue, so thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. And the second thing I wanted to talk to you about today is it's July 1st, and so this is my Mirabilia start that I wanted to do today, Ashley's Roses. And this is the picture of what she used to look like. I'm starting her for sales that are going on this month. There are about 3 of them that I'm going to use this for. And of course they're all patriotic sales, and because of her red, white, and blue colors, I think she will be absolutely beautiful in that. And I've decided that I'm going to start right about here in this sash. It's not dead center middle, but it's within a few stitches of it, and that way it'll anchor the middle of the piece, and I can work up, and then I can come back and work, you know, from her waist down. I think I'm going to work up first. I have to decide if I'm going to do that skin 1/1 because I'm going to get to it really quickly. Anyway, this is my start for today, and I'm hoping that I can start that in just a few minutes here, and I've got it ready to go. I'll kit it up. Got my project there, and you've seen my fabric, but I have now gridded it, and it's ready to go. So this is the size of the piece. I have a little bit extra at the bottom, but I think this is going to just be lovely. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'll show you my progress as I go. But today is get started day. So that's what I want to do. And I think that's all I have to share with you today. Hope you're having a wonderful day stitching. I'm looking forward, you know, to the holiday coming up here in a couple of days, and hope to get a lot of stitching done that day. So I'll probably be back in a few days to give you an update on how I'm doing on Ashley's Roses, and how far I got maybe on my children's garden, because I've continued working on that the last couple of days, and I've got a little section I want to finish, and I'm actually thinking of finishing it before I start this one today, but I will be putting some stitches in here today. But you guys have a happy week stitching, and I'll be back to talk to you soon. Bye. Hello, Plus Two. This is Dina. I just wanted to stop by for a little bit today to answer a couple of questions that Stephanie has posed to us on her Stitching It videos. She did a great video. If you haven't seen it, please go check it out on her stitching spot. Gave us an in-depth tour of her area where she stitches, and now when I'm watching her videos and I'm virtually stitching with her, I can visualize where she is. It's just so nice. Thank you, Stephanie. That was a great video. But she left us with two questions, and she asked us to answer them. One was, how many lights do you have in your stitching spot? And the second one was, if you had to get out in a hurry, what three things would you grab and take? And I admit, I've been thinking about that for a couple of days. I couldn't just answer it off the top of my head. I really had to think about that. But the first one's easy. I have 3 lights in my stitching area. If you don't count the overhead in the room, but I have a magnifying lamp that's attached to my desk that's on an arm, comes over. It's a round light. It's bright, and it has a big magnifying glass right in the middle. So I pull it down over my work and I look through the magnifier, and I use that when I'm working on really small count fabric. Even though it makes me bend over a lot, I take frequent breaks. But the magnifier is wonderful, and the light is so bright that it's below my eyes. It's right on the fabric, so it really makes it work well. But it's a big thing, and it's attached to my desk. It's permanently a part of my stitching station. So I have a second light that is very lightweight. It is an OttLight, and it does have a little magnifier on an arm, and I generally put that light on my pattern. And if it's a really small pattern, I may even put that magnifier over the section of the pattern so that when I look over at it, I can really see the space that I'm looking at. I also use that OttLight with its little magnifier on an arm, and I think I can show you kind of what that one looks like. I'm going to turn it off. Sorry if it changes the light in here, but this is my OttLight, and there's the magnifier, you know, on the arm. It's very lightweight, and I also can use it if I'm using my floor stand. Hello again. Bright light again. Because I can pull that light under my floor stand, the base of it, and I can position it wherever I want it over my frame, and I can use the magnifier right there over my frame if I need it as well. So usually if I'm using my floor stand, I'll be using that OttLight as well. And then I have another light, and it's a rolling light. It has a magnifier on it. It has a clamp for your pattern. And if it's really dark, if it's really rainy and overcast, I may turn that lamp on and put it right over the middle of my work area if I need it. But mostly I use that one if I'm going to stitch somewhere other than in my sewing room. If I'm going to take my stitching to the kitchen or family room to be with my family while they're watching a movie and I'm stitching, then that one rolls very easily. I also use it when I have guests because it has the light, the pattern holder, and the magnifier on it. And so hopefully it will provide whatever my guest might need. So when I invite someone over to stitch, I usually offer that to my guest as their lamp. So, but to turn them on and actually use them, I generally have the overhead light and my 2 lamps that are on either side of my desk. So 3 would be what I normally have. And the last question she asked us to answer was, if you had to leave your stitchy spot in a hurry, what 3 things would you take with you? And I think I've narrowed it down to 3 things. I would really have heartburn over leaving anything in this room, but you know, they're things. They can be replaced. But to try to give myself a jump start on not replacing everything, I would probably grab my iPad, first and foremost, because that's how I watch FlossTube. That's how I communicate with all of you, answering your comments, and that's how I keep up with my Facebook groups. My iPad is my lifeline. I've been known to walk through the house with it, put it in front of the treadmill when I'm walking, you know, the whole 9 yards. So I would probably grab it first, throw it into my basket of WIPs. I have a basket in my closet right next to me where all of my current WIPs are housed. They're in project bags of some sort, and all of their threads are kitted with them, and I would have my current projects, unless they're on a floor frame or a lap frame. Probably couldn't carry all that, but I would get my basket of WIPs. It is, I'd say, you know, it's about this wide. Sits in my closet. And the last thing I would probably grab is my set of DMC. It's all in one container, and I would grab that, so because it's gone up in price, it's hard to replace, and I would want my threads with me, and that would be an easy enough thing to grab my iPad, my threads, throw them in the basket, and walk out with one basket. So I hope that's what you were looking for, Stephanie. I look around my sewing room and I see some of my finished, you know, cross stitch, and I see some of my son's art in here, and I think, oh, I would hate to have to leave any of that and lose it, but you know, I understand people have, and so it was kind of a sobering thing to think about, and you have to look around and say how blessed you are that you had the privilege of stitching all this, and you know, or that you have a family member that gifts you with art, and but it was a sobering thought, and I hope I've come up with a decent, well thought out plan should something happen. But it was good to think about. It really was good to think about. So for my stitching today, I'll give you a very brief update because it is only the 2nd of July. It is Sunday afternoon, and my son and husband are out cutting the grass and edging that because my husband's going to be out of town a couple of days and won't be able to do it over the holiday weekend, which is what he had planned to do. So they're kind of getting a little ahead. So I had a few minutes alone, and I wanted to share this with you. I started my Mirabilia yesterday, Ashley's Roses. This is the one I wanted to start for the different sales that are in our Facebook groups for the patriotic time of the year that it is here for us in the United States. And I had said I wanted to start with her bodice because it was almost in the center of the pattern. And I have a little story for you. I'll show you my progress. I did get a start. That's her little waistline, and that's her bodice going up toward her neck. Not very much, is it? That's because this beautiful blended darker pink right here that looks like it has a bit of a reddish tint to it. It does, because it has a plumish color is in there with it. It's a blended thread. I stitched that 3 times. 3 times. It was the first color I started with. I calculated and calculated 2 or 3 times to make sure I was hitting in the right spot on my grid. And I started and I did that color. And when I got ready to do the second color, which was a different shade of pink, I realized that I couldn't start where I was supposed to because I had missed 1 stitch in the bodice. And this 1 stitch that I had missed was in one of these little rows over here that pushes everything out to make it come down. So I was 1 stitch off. I had to frog it. So I frogged it back from here. I frogged it all the way back around to up here where I'd missed the stitch, and then I stitched all this again. Then I did the second color, which went great. And then I got ready to do the third color. And the third color was a different symbol than I had stitched yet, but it was the same number as the color I did the first symbol. And I thought, oh no, this can't be. I'm not doing Smoky Mountain Christmas all over again where I should have had half stitches and I did full. So I went back and looked again, and what I had missed on that very first color that I started on It was a blend. And because it was one line below that same number of the first of the blend, 601, the symbol for 601 was right above the blend of 601 and 3685. So I should have started with the blend, but my eyes jumped when I looked over and saw 601, and I looked back again and saw 601. I didn't notice that my eyes had moved up a line because the symbols are very, very close together. I'll show you. The first symbol is a little heart. A little heart, and it's a blend. The second symbol is a triangle. Look how close those look. Very close. So when I was getting started on this project, and I didn't get to start it till late yesterday afternoon, I'm looking at the heart. It's a blend. But when I look back to double check, my eyes jumped up here. And that looked like the heart to me. And there's the 601. It was just tired eyes. And me starting too late in the day probably. But I was determined to start it on the first because that was my plan, right? And I wanted to get stitches in. So when I realized it should have been a blend, I had to frog the entire section of that color that I had done first and then done again second. I had to frog it for the second time, and I stitched it for the third time. So when I finished that, I went to bed. I just said, that's enough. I'm not going to push it anymore. So that's why there's so little done on my new start. But it's right now. The colors are right and the spacing is right. And so now I can take off, I hope, and have a much better day of stitching this afternoon, which is what I'm going to do about now. Thank you guys for watching again. And please do answer Stephanie's questions. I think they will be so interesting. And I thank you, Stephanie, for coming up with them. And hope the rest of you have a great 4th of July weekend if you celebrate it, if you're in the States and you like to celebrate that patriotic day. And for all of my Canadian friends, I hope you had a wonderful Canada Day. And just hope y'all have a great week coming up. I hope it's full of stitching. I hope you're in good health and that you're feeling well. I felt so sad when we lost one of our own this past week, and I sent my condolences, but that is so little. You just feel so helpless. You know, there's really not a lot you can do except care about somebody when they lose a family member. And so I hope all of you will give some thoughts and prayers to that family as well. We will miss Bev a lot. So in the meantime, happy stitching, everyone. Bye. Hello everyone, this is Dina, and this is July 3rd. Tomorrow is July 4th, Independence Day for those of us in the USA. So happy 4th of July to everyone. I wanted to just give you an update on my progress that I've made on my July start for my sals. And I'm happy to report that the frog has moved on. I'm sorry if he moved to your house, but he has left mine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. When I first started this piece on July 1st, I started it late in the day, and I told you previously in the video what happened. I had to frog out one color twice in the little bit of the ribbon around her waist that I had started. This is what she looks like, just as a reminder. That's Ashley's roses. And I didn't get to stitch a lot yesterday because my husband was off work and of course, and we were busy doing things with our choir, and we have our house on the market to sell it, and we had a showing. So we had someone call and want to see our house, and we had to rush around, you know, and turn all the lights on and raise all the shades and things, you know, to make it look really pretty, and then we had to show the house. So because of that, because of the fact that, you know, waiting for them to get here and then making sure they didn't call to come back and things of that nature, I couldn't get my stitching out till very late in the day, till I knew sort of that activity was over. And so, but I did get a little bit done yesterday. But today, I've had a great stitchy day. My husband left to go to Atlanta. He is going to be running in the Peachtree Road Race. It's a fairly large 10K that is held every 4th of July in Atlanta, Georgia, and they invite runners, elite runners from all over the world, and they're usually crossing the finish line before my husband even gets to start because there's so many people in this race. There are thousands and thousands of people in the race. So they start you in groups based on sort of your best time that you turn in from a previous race. And my husband has run this for 32 years. And it's quite a tradition in our family. We used to make it family vacations around that. And now that my son is working and he only has off the 4th this week, he and I decided we'd stay home and cook. And so my husband's going to run, and when he gets home, we'll have a nice dinner together, and that'll be lots of fun. So today was sort of my quiet day before the big events of tomorrow, and I was able to stitch. So I wanted to show you my progress on my Ashley's Roses. I'm really pleased that I got her bodice done, and then I've started working on her skin. I'm working on that arm. I'm going to try to connect with all of the roses and the things that are hanging down from the top, and try to get all of the top done, and then I'll come back down and work down her figure into the dress. But love this, love the colors. They're really popping. I did make the decision to do her skin just 2 over 2 like I'm doing the rest of the piece, because I want to be able to finish this piece fairly quickly compared to my Sleeping Beauty that has taken so long, and it's such a big piece anyway. This one's a much smaller piece, and there wasn't that much skin, and I could have done it 1 over 1, and I thought about it, but I just decided I didn't want to. Just didn't want to. I even thought, you can see behind me here, look at this, this is funny. I have put samples up here for my son as I was explaining to him all the different techniques that I've heard about doing the half stitches, you know, the 4 little half stitches, or doing, you know, just regular cross stitch. I was showing him the difference between all of that because he was asking about it today when I was trying to make my decision. So that was kind of interesting. It's still there on the board. I'm a teacher at heart. You know, I have to draw diagrams and things of that nature. But I just wanted to share my progress with you. I'm not sure how many more days I'm going to stitch on this this month, because I have decided that I would like to focus on a finish on my children's garden, and I would really love to finish that this month. I don't know if I can, because I'm doing this Patriotic Sales through the 15th, and then there's also a Christmas sale for Stitch from Stash that I wanted to participate in. But I may have to do what some of you do. I may have to stitch morning on something and evening on something else. I may have to make something my Sunday stitch. So my rotation is sort of on hold right now. And I'm stitching what I want. I'm letting it be both driven by sales and also just by the fact that I'm eager for a finish. It's a Year of WIP piece, so I'd get another finish in my Year of WIPs, and it would also help me with my first month on Stitch from Stash. So there's a lot of reasons to want to finish it, and because I think I might be able to get there, and then that would bring me to having only 3 that I've been working on for any length of time, and 2 that are fairly long term. And so then I'll try to knock out another one of those this year. I think maybe I could finish Firefly Fairies this year. Don't know that I can finish Sleeping Beauty this year. She's just so big. I love her and I'm enjoying stitching her, but she is big. So I guess those are my July plans, just to let you know. I'll be stitching on this beautiful Ashley's Roses for at least off and on through the middle of the month. And then I'm going to go back and work on Children's Garden. And if I do anything extra, it would be the Nativity for the Christmas, stitching Christmas. I will say that I've got a new postcard pal for Stitch from Stash. I actually have two. And I had someone contact me personally and asked to be their postcard pal, and I don't think they had signed up through the group to have a pal. But I know that person. I've been following their FlossTube for a while, and I would love the chance to get to know her better. So in addition to the one that I've been assigned and I'm thrilled about, can't wait to get to know her either. I'm just going to have two postcard pals. I don't think that you can be too encouraged. I think that'll be great. So I'm looking forward to getting to know you two ladies. And one of the postcard pals that I have, we've already started talking on Messenger, and we've decided we're going to do a sal together, the two of us. And we're just going to work on Christmas tree ornaments together throughout the next 6 months. We'll have that part of our stitching. We're going to start doing that on the 15th of the month. So I'll be showing you that, and she'll be showing you that, and so that'll be awesome. So I'm looking forward to the Stitch from Stash. I'm very grateful for Stephanie putting that together for us and manning it the first whole 6 months and tracking everything and keeping up with everything. That's a huge job. But Stephanie, it's been great fun, and I am thrilled about the next 6 months. I was pleased with my progress for the first 6 months. I came out in the end with money in my budget, and so I was in the black, as they say, and so I'm excited about that. But otherwise, I think that's all for my update today. I don't have anything else to share with you. Just wanted to kind of tell you what I've been doing. And I probably won't film an update for several days now because I'll be working just on this one piece for quite a bit. And but when I do get back to working on the other pieces, I will film that for you and at the end of it and let you know how it's coming. And in the meantime, I hope if you celebrate, you have a wonderful 4th of July. And otherwise, I hope you guys have lots of time to stitch and that you're having a good summer. I know that here that's hot weather and the kids are out of school, and I know some of you, you're getting into the colder weather for your area. So, but I do hope you have a good time and enjoy the time that you have and enjoy your stitching. I guess with the passing of Bev, it's really hit me hard that, you don't know how long you have to enjoy this and enjoy life and your family and friends. And it sort of puts things in a perspective, when you lose someone. And she was all of our friends. And so I'm still thinking a lot about her, I guess you can tell. But I hope you are doing well and hope you enjoy the next few days. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hello everyone, this is Dina, and I am here to give you a really brief update today. It is July 5th, and everything's kind of gotten back to normal after the holiday. But today I started working on my next rotation piece, and it's also for a sal, the Christmas in July sal. And this is the Nativity by Teresa Wentzler. You've seen that a few times now. And when I worked on it last time, I had started working on the second wing for the angel. And so today I picked back up on that. I had a small goal on this piece to finish a portion of his wing, at least that top white section. And I am happy to report that I got that done. So I'll show you where I am now on this piece. I did get the rest of this filled in, and I got all of that top portion, just that portion there, of the wing done. It is quite confetti heavy, but I was able to make it work. And then I came over here and I finished the entire sleeve for the angel so that as I'm coming down, I can make sure it meets up just fine. And then I went ahead and did one more color of green in that scarf, just working my way down that whole piece there on that section, and using different colors, you know, to keep myself from getting monotonous, you know, in that piece. So I am happy to report that I was able to get that done this rotation on this piece, and that will meet my qualification for the Christmas in July sale, that I've at least participated in that. So I wanted to do that. And I think what I'm going to do now is move on to either my secret stitch or move on to work some more on Ashley's roses, because the 4th of July or the Patriotic sales, you know, go through the 15th, as does the Christmas sale. But I just wanted to participate a little bit in the Christmas one, and I got a rotation in on this piece, and so that was important to me to do that. So I'll let you know what I've worked on when I report next to you, and hopefully you're getting ready. Tomorrow is Thursday, so we're coming up near the weekend, and I hope you'll have a great time stitching this weekend. You guys have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hello FlossTube. Today is July 7th, and I have update on the next piece in my rotation, the Firefly Fairies. I spent a couple of days on it, and I've got quite a bit of progress on the red dress that I wanted to focus on this time. So I'm going to flip the camera around and I'll show you my progress, because I don't want to take it off my lap stand. Okay, this is my Firefly Fairies. And when I started on it, I had just this sleeve done, and I had bits and pieces in here of this dress. So I have worked really hard on this red dress. I've come down quite a ways on the dress. I've actually surpassed the length of the blue dress now. But I think that was a pretty good progress for 2 days. There are still little spaces in here, as you can see, for beads and things, and I'm just not gonna bead anymore as I go. This was previously done. So my small goal was to work on the red dress, and I think I did a good job on that for the 2 days that I was working on this piece. And I think my next rotation, what I'm going to do is continue to try to get the red dress down to about right here, and all the bits and pieces in the middle, and then I'll have to bring down the blue dress to about right here, because when I get here, I need to roll the frame down. So it may take on 1 or 2 more rotations to get enough done that I would roll it down, but I'm going to focus as much as I can right across here, and even if I can get it down to about right here, you can see I could roll it quite a bit up. So that's going to be my goal on Firefly Fairies next. I think you can see all the sparkle in the fabric. Isn't that beautiful? And fortunately it's gold, because a lot of the metallics in here are gold. So I'm glad the sparkle is gold. It just looks really good together. And I'm beginning to enjoy this piece a lot more since I've quit beading as I go. And I'm able to stitch so much better, so much easier. And I think that's just the way I'm going to do it from now on. So that worked out well for me. But I've enjoyed this. I forgot to show you what it was going to look like when it was finished. So here's the picture of it when it's done. You see I have quite a ways yet to go. And I also, I may have inserted a picture of where it was when I started. I hope I found one for you. But If not, I'll take one tonight so that the next time I start on it, I'll have a starting point for you. I hope you're having a great stitching day, and that's my update for Firefly Fairies. Hello everyone. It's Dina here, and it's the 10th of July, and I was out of town over the weekend and got home and discovered as I was writing comments back to some of you who were kind enough to send me little comments on my video, I noticed that I had hit the 2,000 subscriber mark. I was surprised. I wasn't expecting that. I had not realized that I was close to that, and I'm just absolutely beside myself. I just know how to thank you. What a sweet thing. To me, it's a gift. It's a true gift that you're giving me by watching my videos. You're spending time with me. You're choosing to spend time with me. And as some of you have said in your videos, it is a bit amazing to think that somebody else might want to spend time with you. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I can remember my first giveaway I did at 400 subscribers because I was afraid I'd never make it to 5. And that is the truth. That could have been one of my 20 things about me that you didn't know. Anyway, I want to share a little bit of my joy with you. And I just want to thank you. And the best way I know to do that for Stitchers is to share some stash with you. And since I am in Stitch from Stash, I have gone through my stash, and I'm going to share actual pieces from my stash with you as a thank you for hanging out with me and continuing to do that. And I hope you will continue to do that. So I have 4 little gift packets here, and you are certainly welcome if you're a subscriber of mine to put your name in for this giveaway. I will ask you a couple of things. Be a subscriber, be 18 or older, or get your parents' permission. I don't mind wherever you live. I'm going to send it to you if you win. And lastly is please don't use the word giveaway in any comments because that just for some reason gets the attention of trolls. I don't know. But anyway, you've all been very good not to do that on mine, so I don't think we'll have any trouble there. So I have 4 packages, and they go, they're little small pieces, but if you would like to have your name in all 4, then just say that you want to stitch all the things, and I'll know to put your name in for each drawing. Otherwise, I'll give you a keyword for each one, and you don't have to make a sentence with it or anything. You just have to say it in the comments. You can even just say, Dina, I want, and list them. It doesn't matter. That's fine. But this is the first one. Since I retired, I won't be able to make this and put it at my desk, but some of you still work, and you might like to take either an inspirational message to your workplace, or one of your favorite funny pictures, or a joke, or something that gives you a giggle. This was popular at the time I bought the pattern. I didn't buy it for the saying, it's just what's in here. But let me just show you the package. It is a mouse pad. And this pattern that's included is put on your big girl panties and deal with it. But you certainly could stitch whatever you want. What you're going to get with this is the vinyl. And this is the soft vinyl that you get when you get like the sippy cups for the babies, or the drinking cups, that we can make the vinyl insert and you put it inside the cup. But this one is an insert that goes inside a mouse pad. And here's the mouse pad. There's the front side, and there's the back side. It has kind of a slide surface to it. There are no threads in here, and I didn't kit it up on purpose because I don't know if you're going to like this saying or not. You may have something totally different you want to do. So this one you can kit up to do whatever pattern that you might like. But if you're interested in this one at all, please just put mouse pad on your in your comments. And the second one that I have for you are a couple of pieces of fabric. I stitch on linen, but it's not my favorite. I don't like the slubs, so what do you call However, I do have quite a bit of linen in my stash. I didn't know I didn't like it as well as even weave until recently when I really started stitching a lot. So I'm going to pass some of this fabric along because that tends to be some of the hardest pieces to kit things up. And so we like to have them in our stash. So this is a beautiful color of linen called Beach Blend, and that looks pretty good. It's a 30 count R&R production, reproduction. It's 17.5 by 25.5 inches. So this is Beach Blend, 30 count, 17.5 by 25.5 linen. And the second piece that goes with it is called, it's a dusty rose color. It's a 28 count. And I can't hardly read this writing. It's not my writing, but I think it's a Murano maybe. But it's 19.5 inches by 21 inches. But this is 28 count Dusty Rose, and this is 30 count Beach Blend. So those go together, and if you would like these, you just say fabric in your comment. The third little packet I have is a country cottage needlework pattern called Cake Menu. That is so cute, and I know a lot of you like the country cottage needlework. This comes with the DMC as well. No fabric, but it does come with the threads. So if you're interested in this one and you're not putting in for all four, then you would need to include in your comments cake. And this is the last one. This is a Plum Street sampler pattern called Brother's Keeper, and it's the story of Cain and Abel from the Bible. It tells the entire story about how one brother was a farmer, one was a sheep herder, how they gave their offerings, and how one pleased the Lord more than the other. And jealousy erupted, as you know, and one brother killed the other. And when he was confronted with what he had done, his response was, "Am I my brother's keeper?" Aren't we just obnoxious like that sometimes? Anyway, I think it's beautiful. First of all, it's scripture. If you like scripture, I do. But I love the colors in it. I think they are absolutely beautiful. And I think the Plum Street just does such a good job on whatever they do. But if you might like this for your home, then please let me know. Just put the word there would be Plum Street. And as a bonus for that one, these come with it. These are all of the hand dyes that go with this pattern, every one of them. They are gorgeous. There's a root beer float, cherry bark, wild berries, walnut, oh pretty, espresso bean, there's a couple of those, endive, forest glade, it's a darker green, look at that variegation, lamb's wool, this is a pretty one, bluebell, light gray blue, brandy, Grecian gold, piney woods, a couple of those, wood trail, wood smoke, old hickory, soot, raven, nutmeg, sarsaparilla. I've always called it sarsaparilla, but that has an R in it. Oatmeal, Zach Black, never heard of that, mulberry, and Bing cherry. Isn't that gorgeous? Threads on that. Anyway, that's what comes with it. It should be all the threads you need to do the whole piece. So just a quick review. If you don't want all the things, then you might want to put in a mouse pad, fabric, Cake or Plum Street. Now, I'm going to pick the winners in a random number generated drawing at the end of the month on the 30th. So if you will, you have until then to put your name in by sending me just the comments letting me know which of these you would like your name put in. And I'll have 4 separate lists, and I will add your name to each one as I get your comment up through the 30th. And let's say by noon on the 30th, because I need time then to draw it, to put that video up. So in the meantime, thank you again. Just delighted and overjoyed, and I hope that you saw something here that you might enjoy adding to your stash or stitching right away. And just please accept my heartfelt thanks for subscribing and spending time with me. You know, our numbers are growing and growing and growing, those of us who are doing FlossTube videos, and it's, you know, getting to where you have a lot of choices. And so the fact that you have hung in with me and, you know, continue to send comments that show me you're watching, that's awesome, and I just thank you for it. So I'm going to go ahead and get this video ready and get it out there so you can tell there's a drawing. Please, when you respond, don't say drawing. I don't know if I mentioned that. I think I did. But if I didn't, you know, that just keeps the trolls away. So thank you again, and I hope that the rest of this week you have very happy stitching, and good luck to all of you who enter. Bye.